concerns, by the way, when campuses were being overrun by pro-Hamas rioters, when Jewish students felt threatened on a daily basis just walking to class, or when parents were surveilled or harassed or called potential domestic terrorists because, they're concerned about what's happening in the classroom, or even arrested when they wanted information about what was going on with transgender students in bathrooms and violent attacks. Well, this is why Trump has promised to break up the Department of Education.
One other thing I'll be doing very early in the administration is closing up the Department of Education in Washington, D.C., and sending all education and education work and needs back to the states. We want them to run the education of our children because they'll do a much better job of it.
Joining us now, Chris Rufo, Senior Fellow at the Manhattan Institute. Chris, I worked at the Department of Education. I don't even want to say how long ago, but it was a long time ago. Is there anything in the department worth salvaging?
The short answer is no. Some institutions can be reformed. Other institutions have to be razed to the ground. That's certainly the case with the Department of Education. While some of the functions are important, can be transferred to the states, the Department of Education is the single greatest funder and facilitator of left-wing ideologies under Republican administrations and Democratic administrations.
Please subscribe.
It cannot be saved.
And you guys killed it last month, Patriots.
And how is the
5 new subscribers. Still looking for 250. All kinds of comments and likes.
Well, what happens is you have
Keep it up,
career
Patriots.
entrenched bureaucrats that are committed left-wing ideologues.
Thank you for
99%
watching.
of the political donations coming from within the Department of Education employees always go to Democrats.
And thank you for all
and if you even look at the record
supporting
during
the
Trump
channel.
administration, they were giving untold hundreds of millions of dollars in support of critical race theory, radical gender ideology, pushing the idea that America was systemically racist, and then supporting all of their friends on the outside. That's under President Trump. It got worse under President Biden. It's something that cannot be saved. We have to have states in charge of education once again. That's how the founders intended. Local school districts, state governments. That's how it should be, and Trump should take action immediately to wind down the department when he takes office.
Well, Reagan promised to abolish the Department of Education, and of course, I ended up working in the Department of Education along with a lot of other great conservatives. Bill Bennett was the secretary, but it didn't get dismantled. So other presidents have promised. We'll see if that actually happens here. But Democrats, Chris, are in total freak-out mode over these reforms that are promised. Check this out.
One of the things that I'm most worried about is some of the promises to decimate, for example, like the Department of Education. That's honestly the most concerning to me, the idea that somehow we're going to remove civil servants and folks that are experts in their field. So I think anything the president can do to shore up the civil service that make up the federal government, I think is really important.
That's Congressman Robert Garcia. Chris, they're worried about the civil servants or the experts in their field, Chris.
I'm worried about parents and kids who need to be educated. The Department of Education does not educate a single child in America, and yet it's
Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
$200 billion a
Subscribe.
year, and